Alright, welcome back everyone to another weekly recap. It's been quite long since I've posted. I think it's around. When's the last time I posted? I think around last year, November, around there. Yeah, so it's been quite some time since I posted and just really want to build up my foundation in January. So, welcome back to another weekly recap. Right, so not too much trades going on. I mean, not too much winning trades going on because in January I'm gonna put a P&L somewhere around here. It's super bad, right? The price action is S, and in February not going too well. So because my psychology is going down the drain, right? But it's times like this where I'm gonna come back, right? So we're gonna do a quick dive on what are the some traits that I've been taking and how can I improve from there, right? It's just a real recap. Then after that, we'll go back into our training recap and basically our normal weekly recap, right? So let's see. So firstly, this was a trade on Friday, and usually I don't trade on Friday, but let's see, right? So we have a braille structure on I showing on the 15 minute because on the 1 minute it will lag my laptop a lot. So I'll just show on the 15 minute. So as you can see, a 15 minute braille structure to the downside, or you can say it's a 5 minute braille structure shown on the 15 minute, right? And after that, I mark out this external point here, right? Obviously, there are other external points. For example, here, not really this one, but the actual external point would be somewhere here, right? But the recent external point would be somewhere here. So I marked out this area and just wait for it to be swept. So if I'm not wrong, I can show on the 1 minute on this trade itself, which is this one over here. Right, so as you can see, once it's swept, price created an order block over here, right? Although it's not that clean because of this part over here, but it's still valid. So we see a tap in over here, and after a huge retracement, not really a huge retracement, it's just on the 1 minute, and after that a retest, and market just really consolidated and breaking through the OB, right? So I forward tested. I placed my entry point I think around here, and just let it play out. So it kind of broke out, but I would still count it as valid. Although the order block is broken, the trade is really taken somewhat because I forward tested. And as you can see, price hits TP, right? So I don't usually trade on Fridays, and throughout the entire week, this was the most, you can say, best trade of the entire week. And Friday is the lowest probability. So I didn't take this trade. It was just a forward test, but it shows that my setup do happen on Fridays. So what I'm thinking is to lower my risk, maybe risk 0.5% instead of 1%, and just aim 1 is to 3. So yeah, let's take a look at the next trade. Next trade will look, for example, like this. For example, like this one over here. So we have a 5 minute break of structure over here and external point, which is this, right? The next external point will look something like it's either this or it's either this, right? But for this one, I look at the most recent external point and didn't look at this one. So let's take a look at this trade on 1 minute now, which is all the way back here. I'm not sure if I'm able to see it. Am I able to see it? Alright. So as you can see, after price sweep this 15-minute external point, it created this huge range of an order block, right? And this was on Thursday. So it still counts as my trading day, although the week is packed, I believe, with USD news. So as you can see, I entered somewhere around here, tap in over here, and retest over here, right? So price immediately just consolidated in this zone and spiked up, right? From what I checked, there's no red folder news on the day itself. So it spiked up, and I mean it's kind of expected since on the 1 minute, so can't really blame much, and really just consolidated right after that, and just consolidated a lot throughout the entire day, right? And after that, it dumps. But I believe it continued rising. Yeah. So, a losing trade. So next trade would look something like this one over here, which is this one. So same thing. On this day itself, on Wednesday, I actually broke two of my major rules, you can say, right? Or is it one of my major rules? So let's see, right? With a 50-minute external liquidity, but the thing is, sorry about that. The thing is, we didn't had a 5-minute break of structure. As you can see, there's no 5-minute break of structure that I marked out, right? So I broke one of my major rules, which is one of my confluences, right? And it swept liquidity without even breaking structure. I mean, throughout the entire run, it did not break structure, right? If I were to say here, this was already Tuesday. And remember, I took the trade on Wednesday. And it cannot be here because this is outside of my trading hours. So this entire trade, I just broke the rules for it, right? Because I lost too many trades and maybe I was trying to force a trade, right? So this is one of the rare times where I will actually do this, but obviously it's not good. So obviously there are rooms to improve and just continue following a strategy, right? If I'm not wrong, I'm able to show this one on the 1 minute, I believe. All right, here we go. So as you can see, there's no break of structure at all, right? Because I'm looking at the 5 minute. So I believe the 5 minute don't really have any significant break of structures over there, confirming my trend to be bearish for the day, because on Wednesday, my trend was bearish. So as you can see, right, price really just tapped in over here, retested over here, and really just consolidated and just immediate expansion, and just continue dipping. Right, so the important part is I completely ignored the break of structure and didn't really focus on that. So on my part, this is my fault, right? I deserve this loss, and obviously we'll improve from it, right? So now let's take at next one. All right, so this one, let's take a look. It's interesting, right? So my buys for the day was bullish. We have a 5-minute break structure, right? It might seem as internal, right? But it's on a 5 minute, so it will look somewhat like this, right? Somewhat a reasonable spot for break structure to happen or to look at. And after that, we have two external points over here, right? So one of my mistake is taking this line over here as an external point, because it's not. It's really just an internal point, and the real external point, the two most external points in the market, you can say, is really just this one or this one, right? But I decided to look at this one. I'm not too sure why. That's why I say my psychology is kind of down the drain at the beginning of the year, right? So obviously it marked this one. I should have marked this one because this is the most external area. These two, right? First and second, and not really these two, right? I'm not too sure if I'm able to see this on the 1 minute. Let me just check. So on the one, here you go, just nice. Sorry, I have trading view premium, but as you can see, right, price targets those 15-minute external points, which I did not mark, and really just broke through the order block. And after that, we have a retest over here and a tap in over here, right? And I entered somewhat later, and as you can see, price really just dipped down, sweep my SL, and just continue rising, right? So what's the best thing to do here is firstly have a external liquid. Let's say, right, I don't mark out the most external, I mark out the second external point. This mark it out as a liquidity, right? This was on the 15-minute point, which I just show you guys, and this could be the order block, this area over here, right? This area over here. So what considers as a tap in and a retest, right? I'm gonna do a quick analysis or just do a quick summary of this trade. So OB plus, right? So this over here is the tap in, because tap in, and the price came out with this bullish candle, and we tested on this white candle over here, which is the bearish candle, right? So what I've done is waited for the 50-minute external point, which I showed you guys just now, to get swept, and entered over here. The color's a bit different. Put, I think 6 pips would do, or let's say a good 8 pips, and I will just target highs. This would be the first high, or not, maybe this, or even this, the first high, second high, third high, right? Let's say I just aiming for normal 1 is to 3 would be good. 3.1, right? As you can see, it will hit TP. Alright, and next one will be here, 4%, right? Although it's easy for me to show like this, where I took a trade, for example like this, my mind is not really there. So what I'm trying to say is, obviously there are much more trades that I didn't went through at all. For example, if you want to take a look, is there any trade here? No, there's no trade here. For example, this one, although it shows as a win, I actually took a loss. As you can see, on this trade over here, this was the forward tested version, and this was the actual version of the which I lost. So as you can see, price dipped down and did the actual entry and really just hit my TP. And even this, right, this was my actual loss, and this was the actual trade itself, right? And is there any more? Oh, maybe this one. I took a win. Did I took a win on this one? I think I took a win on this one. Yeah, I took a win on this one. But what I'm trying to say is, for January, I would say it's one of the worst months I had. Although I managed to recover some, it's still one of the worst months for my mindset and my psychology wise for trading. And I'm just trying to be transparent here. I won't just show wins, right? This is transparency at its finest, right? There'll be losing months for me too. So yeah, I mean, that's basically the recap of what's going on for January or even February, right? I mean, right now, even February, I'm not even doing that good in terms of, trading, right? So the best thing I could do next, it's obviously refining my strategy, continue following it, and make sure I got the foundation set, right? Because I want to do that for Q1 first, just setting the foundation, and Q2 to Q3, just really consistency, right? And eventually the payout will come, right? That's what I believe, and that's what will happen. So yeah, that's about it for today. I apologize for the late post. It's about give or take, it's around 2 to 3 months since I last posted. So this video will probably be posted on Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, that's about it. I will try to post more frequently, obviously. Maybe 1 or 2 times a week. So yeah, that's about it, and welcome back to my videos, right? So see you guys.